Hey, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call Aim La Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Kakodash. And peace and salutations unto the elect. So as a great famous Sade back in 88, love is stronger than pride, man. All right. Love is stronger than pride, man. All right. This is First John chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "And behold, what manner of love the Father have bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. Therefore, the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now we the sons of the Most High, and it does not yet appear what we shall be. But when we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And every man that have this hope in him, purify himself even as he is pure." All right. So, beloved, behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, man. All right. And Lord has showed us great kindness, man, great love. I want to look at this word love here. First John 3 and 1. All right. Love. Agape, Strong's 26, G26. Agape, affection, goodwill, benevolence, but love, care. All right. Care. He said he has care for his saints, man. And he will keep the feet of his men, of his chosen. All right. So as we well know, um, there's certain men on this planet that you just can't play with because they belong to the Lord, man. And we're seeing this more and more. The Lord said, "Then you shall know who is my chosen." You know, then shall they know that a prophet's been among them, right? When all these things come to pass, because the Lord loves his election, man. The Lord loves his men. The Lord loves those who he chose, man. So if anybody was to play with them, the thing, the things that the Lord would do are crucial, man. You know, to you. So, it's best to tread carefully, man. That's why love is stronger than pride, man. Like the beautiful Sade said back in the day, man. All right. So the Lord has love and care for his saints, his elect, his posterity. All right. And he gonna keep the feet of his saints, man, you know, at all times, man. Okay, Isaiah 45 and 4. It says, "For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name, and I have surnamed thee, even though thou hast not known me. I am the Lord, there is none else, and there is no God besides me. I girded thee, even though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun from the west, that there is none besides me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light, create darkness. I make peace, and I, the Lord, do all these things. I make peace. I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." So the souls of the Lord are in the hands of the righteous, and no evil shall touch them, man. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and verse 1, it says, "But the souls of the righteous are in the hands of the Most High." The souls of the righteous are in the hands of the Most High, and shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, it seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and their going is from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet their hope is full of immortality. Having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High hath proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold is in the furnace, hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks amongst the stubble. And they shall judge the nations, have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. All right. And that's love right there from the Father, man. All right. That you get to judge the nations, that you have dominion over people. That's called favor. All right. Which is given to them that love the Lord, not them that's full of pride, not of them, because the scripture say pride not made for them that's born of one. Right. So it says, "They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth." They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. Right. "And such as be faithful in love." shall abide with him, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he have care for his elect. All right, let's look at this word care. All right, because one of these statements that people like to make in this world, I don't give a shit, I don't care, I don't care about this. Well, the Lord cares, man. All right, the Lord cares for his elect. Care, sorrow. All right, he has a intrinsic tie with his men, with his believers. He cares for his elect. You know, he actually, those are his, like a father would a child, his actual seed. That's why the scripture say, if the Lord chastise you, he chastised you as sons, not as bastards. If the Lord doesn't chastise you, then you're a bastard, not a son. Care, sorrow, anxiety, grief. You're thinking about them all day long. You think about your kids. Are they okay? What's going on with them? You okay? You need something? I hope they're doing all right. Did they eat? I remember my dad got out of surgery. He was had a surgery a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? And all he was worried about was me and my mama. He wasn't even worried about himself. He was worried about me. He was like, "Did y'all eat? Y'all good?" Because that's how you're supposed to care for your own, man. You know that's a form of anxiety, of grief, of sorrow. You're like, damn, that's a care, that's having care, for your son, for your seed, man. And then it says burdens of the mind, care, burden of the mind. When you care for somebody, you got burden of the mind. All right. It says serious mental attention, care, serious mental attention, concern, anxiety caused by apprehension of evil or the weight of many burdens. All right, grief, care, sorrow, trouble, or care. Good Friday. It's a Good Friday. Care, it says Good Friday. I don't know why they put that in there. But it says charge, oversight, attention, or heed with a view of safety or protection. Right? Object or matter which is of the utmost or highest concern. That's care. All right. Lord has care for his saints, for his elect. Let's read that again. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and verse 9. It says, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he have care for his elect. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imagination. See, all right, there's many ungodly men out there that got their own imaginations, and they don't understand what the will of the Lord is, man. So they come up against you, and they say it's all manner of wickedness for, it's all according to the scriptures, man, because they got their own little godly imaginations, man, or that their own agenda, their own, but without understanding the Lord's will, you know, without understanding the Lord's will, how the Lord works, man. All right, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. Whoso despise wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, and their labor unfruitful, and their work unprofitable. Their wives are foolish, and their children are wicked. The offspring is cursed, wherefore blessed the barren that is undefiled. Mm. Which have not known the sinful bed, she shall have fruit in the visitation of souls. And blessed is the eunuch which with his hands have wrought no iniquity. You got to have clean hands and a pure heart to serve the Lord, man. And a clean conscience, too. The scripture say, blessed is the man whose conscience has not condemned him. All right. Nor imagine wicked things against the Most High, for unto him shall be given the special gift of faith. All men have not the faith, man. You can only fake it for so long. You can only act for so long. All right. And an inheritance in the temple of the Lord more acceptable to his mind. For glorious is the fruit of good labors, and the root of wisdom shall never fall away. As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their profession, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. Or if they die quickly, they'll have no hope. Neither comfort in the day of trial, for horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. All right, so the Most High, he have care for his elect. It says care, be anxious or solicitous, grieve, feel concern or deep interest in one, grief or care, to sorrow with, complain, to cry out, call or scream for one, to cry lamentation. Right? Does not the scripture say when the Lord comes on the scene, he's gonna cry and shout for a travailing woman on behalf of who? Of his election, of his saints. That's who he's gonna cry for. He's gonna cry out. He's gonna make war on your behalf. That's like he's already fighting your battles for you right now as we speak. Okay, he's fighting your battles as we speak, behind the scenes, man. Things is going on, all kind of things happening. You know, the Lord is protecting you from your enemies, man. You know, the Lord is protecting you from them that would try to throw you off the path, man, of that He set you on. You know, that's the type of care the Lord has for His saints, man. That's the type of love He has for His people. You know, for His chosen, man. All right. Sirach chapter 10 and verse 18. Pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman. They that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love Him are an honorable plant. Well, and they that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. It says, among brethren, he that is chief is honorable, so are they that fear the Lord in his eyes. All right, they that love him are an honorable plant. 21st verse, the fear of the Lord go before the obtaining of authority, but the roughness and pride is the losing thereof. Whether he be rich, noble, or poor, their glory is the fear of the Lord. It is not meet to despise the poor man that have understanding, neither is it convenient to magnify a sinful man. Okay, and let's just be straight and to the point. All right, it was not meet for you, shopper, to be despising men that have understanding. You understand? And it was not meet for men to be magnifying you because you were, at the end of the day, you was a sinful man. You see how that works? You see, at the end of the day, you was a sinful man, and I told it out in the open. I said it straight in the open because that was the truth, man. Okay, we're in the truth telling business, and sometimes the truth telling business gets you in hot water, man. You know, and it's okay because you got to stand for the truth, and eventually the Lord will reveal all things, man. You see, you understand? Great men and judges and Pontanus shall be honored, man. Yet there's none greater than him that fear the Lord, man. All right. And you gotta fear the Lord, bro. You gotta do the Lord's will. All right. Song of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse um 4. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, that ye stir not up, nor awake my love until he please. Who is this that cometh from the wilderness, leaning upon her beloved? I raised thee up under the apple tree. There thy mother brought thee forth. There she brought thee forth that bare thee. Set me a zeal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm. For love is strong as death. Jealous is cruel as the grave. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which have a most vehement flame. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, it would utterly be contemned. All right. Love is as strong as death, man. Love is greater, is stronger than pride, man. All right. Love, which is without dissimulation, past all things, man. So, because the love of the Lord is shed abroad in your hearts, man. So at the end of the day, the love of the Lord gonna keep you, and the fear of the Lord gonna keep you. You fear the Lord, aka you're gonna love Him too, but the Lord gonna love you back and gonna keep you, keep the feet of His saints, man. All right, through all kind of situations. All right. 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 5. When I call to remembrance the unfeigned faith that is in thee, which dwelt first in thy grandmother Lois and thy mother Eunice, I am persuaded that this also in thee. Wherefore I put thee in remembrance that thou stir up the gift of the Most High which is in thee by the putting on of my hands. For the Most High have not given us the spirit of fear, but of love, of power, and of a sound mind. Be not therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord, nor of me his prisoner, but be thou a partaker of the afflictions of the gospel according to the power of the Most High. See, be a partaker of the afflictions of the gospel. Some of the afflictions of the gospel is, Jake gonna say all manner of things about you. You see, oh, that's a part of being a partaker of the afflictions, and you got to endure it. But the Lord will exonerate you. The Lord will protect you because He has love for His saints. He has love for His people. He got love for those who love, who He put the love of the Lord in. Beloved, see what manner of love the Father had bestowed upon us. 1 John 3 and 1. Right. So there you go. It says, be not therefore ashamed. 2 Timothy 1 and 8 of the testimony of our Lord, nor of me his prisoner, but be thou a partaker of the afflictions of the gospel according to the power of the Most High, who have saved us and called us with a holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose and grace, which he has given us in Hamashiach Yahushua before the world began. Yeah, see, so men sometimes they don't understand what the Lord is doing. The Lord called you with a holy calling, not according to works, but according to his own purpose. So if you mess with the Lord's purpose, if you mess with what the Lord got going on, what the Lord's mission is, the Lord will mess with you, man. Is it? The Lord will mess with you, man. All right. And get you up out the way. All right. It says, but according to his own purpose and grace, which he has given us in Hamashiach Yahushua before the world began. But now is made manifest by the appearing of our Savior Yahushua Mashiach, who have abolished death and have brought life and immortality to light through the gospel. Whereunto I am appointed a preacher and an apostle and a teacher of the Gentiles, for the which cause I suffer these things. Nevertheless, I am not ashamed, for I know whom I have believed. I know what I signed up for. I know what time it is. All right, so it's all right. It's all good. It says, I know whom I have believed, and I am persuaded that he is able to keep that which I have committed unto him against that day. Hold fast the form of sound words, which thou hast heard of me in faith and love, which is in Hamashiach Yahushua. The good thing, that good thing which was committed unto thee, keep by the Holy Spirit which dwelleth in us. All right. Sirach chapter 24 and verse 7, it says, with all these things I sought rest, and in whose inheritance shall I abide? So the creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel. He created me from the beginning before the world, and I shall never fail. In the holy tabernacle I serve before him, so was I established in Zion. Likewise, in the beloved city he gave me rest, and in Jerusalem was my power. I took root in an honorable people, even in the portion of the Lord's inheritance. I was exalted in cedar and Lebanon as a cypress tree upon the mountains of Hermon. I was exalted like a palm tree in Engedi, and as a rose plant in Jericho, as a fair olive tree in Pleasant Field, as it grew up as a plain tree by the water. Yeah, that's spirit of wisdom that dwell amongst what? Wisdom shall praise herself and her glory in the midst of a congregation. In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth and triumph before his power. And that spirit of wisdom, that love, dwells in the holy tabernacle, right, which is established in Zion amongst his election. All right. It says, and I took root in the honorable people, 12th verse, even in the portion of the Lord's inheritance. All right. So who's the Lord's inheritance? His men, starting with his men. He that overcometh, Revelation 3 and 12, will I make a pillar in the temple of my power. Starting with his men that he loved. So if you touch the Lord's loved ones, man, okay, you try to play with the Lord's loved ones, man, the Lord will play with you, man. That's how it goes. Okay, because he said he will keep his feet for his saints, man. You know, John 15 and 1, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that bear not fruit, he take away. And the Lord is taking away many branches out there, man, because they're not bearing fruit. All right. And every branch that bear fruit, he purgeth it that it may bring forth more fruit. The Lord will purge you so he could do more work, so he could do better things. You know, the Lord got a way of using everybody for his purpose. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me and you, as a branch cannot bear fruit of itself except it abide in the vine. No more can ye except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are branches. He that abide in me and I am in him, the same bring forth much fruit. For without me ye can do nothing. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered. And men gather them and cast them into the fire, they are burnt. And if ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye may bear much fruit, so ye shall be my disciples. As the Father have loved me, so I have loved you. And continue ye in my love. And if you keep my commandments, you shall do what? You shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandment and abide in his love. These things I speak unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, if you do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and I have ordained you that you should go forth and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, and that whatsoever ye ask of my Father in my name, he may give it to you. These things I command you, that ye love one another. And if the world hates you, know that it hated me before it hated you. And if you're of the world will love its own. But because you're not of the world, but I have chosen you out the world, therefore the world hath hated you. Remember that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than the Lord. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you also. If they kept my saying, they will keep yours also. For all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they knew not him that sent me. All right. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had no sin, but now they have no cloak for the sins. He that hated me, hate my Father also. If I had not done among them the works which no other man had did, they had not sinned, but now they have both sinned and hated both me and my Father. But this cometh to pass, that the word might be fulfilled that is written in the law, they hated me without a cause. And when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceeded from the Father, he shall testify of me. And ye shall also bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. From the beginning. What? From the foundation of the world. All right. There's men on this earth that have been from the Lord from the foundation of the world, man. And if you play, you will find out, man. All right. If you play, you will find out, man. You will understand, you know. Okay, Ephesians chapter 2 and verse Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, and you hath he quickened who are dead in trespasses and sins. It says, where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we have had our conversation in times past, in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of our flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, and evil other also. But the Most High, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us. See, it's all about the love of the Father he bestowed upon us. 1 John 3 and 1, right? But the Most High, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he hath loved us, even when we were dead in sins, had quickened us together with Yahushua by grace. By grace, ye are saved. He had raised up together and made us sit together in heavenly places in Hamashiach Yahushua, that in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace and his kindness towards us through Yahushua. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of the Most High, not of works, lest any man should boast. All right, that's because the Lord already set it up. All right, it's up to the Lord, man. For we are His workmanship, created in Yahushua unto good works, which the Most High have before ordained, before the world began, from the beginning. Again, John 15 and 27. Right, and ye shall bear witness, because he have been with me from the beginning. Yeah. So it says, for his work, for ye, we are his workmanship, Ephesians 2 and 10, created in Hamashiach Yahushua unto good works, for which the Most High have before ordained that we should both walk in them. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, are called uncircumcised by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands. And that at that time you were without Yahushua, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenant of promise, having no hope and without the Most High in the world. But now are in Yahushua, ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of the anointed. For he is our peace, who have both made it, who have made both one, and have broken down the middle wall partition between us, having abolished in the flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances, for to make in himself of twain one new man, so making peace, so that he might reconcile both unto the Most High in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby, and came and preached peace to you which were far off, and to them that were nigh. That's the love that the Lord had for you, man. Again, give you this chance at life again. You know, make you a new man, making you an acceptable creature in His eyes, giving you this knowledge, giving you this wisdom, shedding the blood of His only begotten Son for you, for the remission of your sins. You know, so having abolished in His flesh the enmity, second Ephesians 2 and 15. having abolished in flesh enmity, even a law of commandments of containing ordinances for to make in himself of one twain one new man and making peace, so that he might reconcile both unto the Most High in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby, and came and preached peace to you, which were far off, to them that were nigh. For through him we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints in the household of the Most High, and are built upon the foundation, the apostles, the prophets, Yahushua Mashiach himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom the building fitly framed together groweth unto a holy temple in the Lord, in whom you are also built together for a habitation of the Most High through the Spirit. All right. Which that's the love of the Lord, that's shed abroad in your hearts. All right. That's that mercy that the Father, that's that love that the Father had bestowed upon us, man. All right. Second Esdras 5 and verse 32. And he said unto me, hear me, and I will instruct thee, hearken to the thing that I say, and that I will tell thee more. Speak, I said, on my Lord. And he said unto me, thou art sore troubled in mind for Israel's sake. Lovest thou that people better than he that made them? And I said, no, Lord, but a very grief I have spoken, for my reins pain me every hour, while I labor to comprehend the ways of the Most High, and to seek out part of his judgment. And he said unto me, thou canst not. And I said, wherefore, Lord? Whereunto was I born then? Or why was not my mother's womb then my grave, that I might not have seen the travail of Jacob, and the wearisome toil of the stock of Israel? And he said unto me, number me the things that are not yet come, and gather me together the drops that are scattered abroad, and make me the flowers green again that have withered. Open me the place that are closed, and bring me forth the winds that in them are shut up. And show me the image of a voice, and then will I declare to thee the thing that thou laborest to know. And I said, Lord, that bearest rule, who may know these things? But he that have not his dwelling with men. As for me, I am unwise. How can I speak these things whereof thou hast asked of me? Then he spake unto me and said, like as thou canst not do any of these things that I have spoken of, even so canst thou not find out my judgment, or in the end the love I have promised unto my people. So you can't find out the love that the Lord has for his saints, starting with his elect. All right. So tread very carefully with the Lord's men. All right. Because there's men on this earth that you play with, man, and you'll find out, bro. The Lord will play with you, man. You know. You cannot find out. It says what? My judgment, or in the end, the love that I have promised unto my people. All right. Second Esdras 8 and verse 27, it says, regarding not the wicked invention of the heathen, but the desire of those that keep thy testimonies and afflictions. Think not upon those that have walked vainly before thee, but remember them which according to thy will have known thy fear. Let it not be thy will to destroy them which have lived like beasts, but to look upon them that clearly taught thy law. Take no indignation at them which are deemed worse than beasts, but love them that always put their trust in thy righteousness and glory. That's who the Lord loves. For we and our fathers do languish of such diseases, but because of us sinners, thou shalt be called merciful. For if thou hast desired to have mercy upon us, thou shalt be called merciful to us, namely, that have no works of righteousness. For the just have had many good works laid up with thee, shall out of their own deeds receive reward. For what is a man that should take displeasure at him? Or what is a corruptible generation that thou shouldst be so bitter towards it? For in truth there is no man among them that be born, which that for in truth there is no man among them that be born, but he have dealt wickedly, and among the faithful there is none which have not done amiss. Because we all went off. The scripture say what? Our righteousness is at filthy rags, right? 36 verse. For in this, O Lord, thy righteousness and thy goodness shall be declared. If thou be merciful unto them which have not the confidence of good works. Then answered he me and said, some things hast thou spoken aright. According unto thy words it shall be. For indeed, I will not think upon the disposition of them that sin before death, before judgment, before destruction. But I will rejoice over who? I will rejoice over the dispensation of the righteous, and I will remember also their pilgrimage, all the hell that they caught. A pilgrimage is catching hell, right? A travail, a journey, all right? I will remember their pilgrimage and the salvation and the reward that they shall have. Tobit chapter 4 and verse 4. 14 and verse 4, my bad. It said, go into Midian, my son, for surely I believe those things which Jonas the prophet spake of Nineveh, that it shall be overthrown, and that for a time peace shall rather be in Midian, and that our brethren shall be lie scattered in the earth from that good land, and Jerusalem shall be desolate, and the house of the Most High it shall be burnt, and shall be desolate for a time, and that again the Most High will have mercy on them, and bring them again into the land where they shall build a temple, but not like the first, until the time of that age be fulfilled, and afterward they shall return from all the places of their captivities. We are yet this day in our captivity, Baruch 3, right? Afterward, they shall return from all the places of their captivity and build up Jerusalem gloriously. And the house of the Most High shall be built in it forever, with a glorious building as the prophet has spoken thereof. And all nations shall turn and fear the Most High truly, and shall bury their idols. So shall all nations praise the Most High, and his people shall confess the Most High, and the Lord shall exalt his people. And all those which love the Lord in truth and justice shall rejoice, showing mercy to our brethren. See? And all the people that love, all those which love the Lord in truth and justice shall rejoice, because they receive the reward for all the pilgrimage that they're going through here. You see? But because of the pilgrimage, all the hell they had to catch here, man. All the bullshit, man. You know? Okay, so Iraq 4 in verse 9, it says, deliver him that suffered wrong. Deliver him that suffered wrong from the hand of the oppressor. And be not faint-hearted when thou sittest in judgment. Be as a father unto the fatherless, and instead of a husband unto their mother, so shalt thou be a son of the Most High, and he shall love thee more than thy mother doeth. Right? You take it on the fatherless. You being a husband instead of their mother, right? So shalt thou be the son of the Most High, and he shall love thee more than thy mother doeth. All right. Wisdom exalt her children, and lay hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, the Lord doeth love. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations. All right. Revelation 2 and 27. All right. Gonna rule the nation with a rod of iron, because you love the Lord, because the Lord loved you. All right. The let you have a symbiotic relationship with the Most High, man. A love relationship, man. Or at a point it was a love hate, because the Lord hated you for a while. He cast you away. He abhorred you, I should say, put you away. As a hoe, he put you away because you were whoring after other nations. They said, but then he showed you love and bringing you back, giving you back this gospel, this truth, this wisdom that you were unworthy of in the beginning. So it says, they that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, the Lord doeth love. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that attend unto her shall dwell securely. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways. Right? That's what happens when you come to this truth. You got crooked ways, shit. Everything isn't what it seems. The men might not receive you with open arms. Shit, you might have. I've seen all kind of shit, man. Dudes snake me, all kind of shit, man. Your faith get tested. Men do lessons on you. This, and that. Men call you a piece of shit. And so so you gotta. But the Lord ends up working it all out. You gotta have patience, man. You gotta have patience. You gotta understand. You gotta understand what's going on. All right. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways. That's what that means. And bring fear and dread upon him, and torment her with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. Then he will turn the straight way unto him and comfort him and show him her secrets. That's love right there from the Father. 1 John 3 and 4. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us. That's love. That the Father hath bestowed upon us, man. Sirach 11 and 14. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come from the Lord. Wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the law are of the Lord. Love and the way of good works are from him. Error and darkness had their beginning together with sinners, and evil shall wax old with them that glory therein. The gift of the Lord remaineth with the godly, and his favor bring prosperity forever. There is he that waxes rich by weariness, and pension, this is the portion of his reward. Whereas he saith, I have found rest, now will I eat continually of my goods, yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him that he must leave those things to others and die. Be steadfast in thy covenant and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Most High and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord to make on a sudden to make a poor man rich. The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessed to flourish. Say not, what profit is in my service? What good is it me doing this work, catch all this hell, people talking shit, you know? What does it matter? It don't matter. That's what Satan creep in your head, try to tell you, man. It ain't worth that. All you're going to do, nobody cares. The Lord cares. The Lord has care for his saints, man. Well, it says, say not, what profit is my service, and what good thing shall I have hereafter? Again, say not, I have enough and possess many things, and what evil could come to me hereafter. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgiveness of affliction. In the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity. For it's an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. The affliction of an hour maketh the man forget his pleasure, and his end, his deed shall be discovered. What he was about all this time. His end, his deed shall be discovered. Sirach 17 and verse 14. And he said unto them, beware of all unrighteousness. And he gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor. Their ways are ever before him, and it shall not be hid from his eyes. Every man from his youth up is given to evil. Neither could they make to themselves fleshly hearts for stoning. All right, that's what the Lord gonna do. He put a fleshly heart in you instead of a stone, you know, because that's what's gonna be in the kingdom. All right, it said Hebrews the 8th chapter, Jeremiah 31, as well. All right. Their ways are ever before him and shall not be hid from his eyes. Every man from his youth up is given to evil. Neither could they make themselves fleshly hearts for stoning. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion. That's who he loves. Who being his firstborn, he nourished with discipline, the election, all right? Because that's who he's nourishing with discipline right now, right? His firstborn, the election, because Scripture saying he that opened the womb belonged to the Lord. That's the first spirits created. Yes, on a physical realm, you know, the firstborn son is the most powerful, is the most usually the best. He gets the best. He gets the inheritance from the father. You know, so the Israelites in the spiritual realm were the first created, and starting with the first fruits, the Alhaim, the powers, the souls of just men made perfect. All right, Hebrews 12 and verse 22 on down. So it says, who being his firstborn, he nourished with discipline, giving him the light of what? Of his love, and doth not forsake him. The Lord don't forsake you, man. If you one of his firstborn, man, he nourished you with discipline, and he gave you the light of his love, man. And he do not forsake you. Therefore, all their works are as the sun before him, and his eyes are continued upon their ways. None of their unrighteous deeds are hid from him, but all their sins are before the Lord. But the Lord being gracious, knowing his workmanship, neither left nor forsook them, but spared them. What that mean? The Lord being gracious, he knows that his people are a bunch of Sade's children and a bunch of stiff-necked niggas. Even though he knows that, he didn't forsake them because he's still here. Even 2/3 are still here. They're about to be destroyed, but yeah, you know, they're still eating, doing whatever. They're living their lives. They still got families. The Lord still wrote a story for them. Didn't the Lord write a story for them? The Lord wrote a story. They got a life, you know. They lived a pretty decent life here. Some of them, you know. Some of them became LeBron James and shit. Some of them became, you know, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to be the chosen one, being on the ESPN every fucking day. You know, everywhere you go, niggas is looking at you like, oh my God, the King James. You know, that's pretty cool. A story. You know, you're gonna die in America, but that's all right. You know, but it's not what you're gonna receive on in the time to come. It's not the true blessing. You know, it's not the election of calling an election being on your house. You know, But it's all right. That's mercy from the Lord. So it says that the Lord, knowing his workmanship, neither left nor forsook them. Sirach 17:21, but spared them. The arms of a man is a signet with him, and he will keep the good deeds of man as the apple of the eye, giving repentance to his sons and daughters. Afterward, he will rise up and reward them and render their recompense on their heads. But unto them that repent, he granted them to return and comforted those that fail in patience. And your patience possesses your souls. Luke 21:19. All right. Return unto the Lord, forsake thy sins, and make thy prayer before his face and offend less. Turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity, for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health, and hate thou abomination vehemently. All right. Hate thou abomination vehemently, man. All right. Don't I hate them that hate thee, O Lord? I count them my enemies. King David said, and King David was a man after the Most High heart who had the love of the Father in him. All right. Sirach 25:9. And what did King David, the Lord do to King David enemies? He dealt with all his enemies, man. The Lord dealt with all King David enemies. You know? That's why it says in Isaiah 54:17, man. No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. Every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me. Sirach 25:9. Well is him that hath found prudence, and he that speaketh in the ears of them that will hear. Oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom, and yet there is none above him that feareth the Lord. But the love of the Lord passeth all things for illumination. And he that holdeth it, whereto shall he be likened? Who can compare to them that the Lord loves? Because the love of the Lord passeth all illumination. That's why it says that the knowledge of this world is foolishness with the Most High. All right. Because the knowledge of the Most High passes all illumination, passes all knowledge, passes all power, is stronger than pride, like Sade said, man. Love is stronger than pride. So the love of the Father does what? Passes all illumination, passes all things for illumination, man. He that holdeth it, to where shall he be? To whereto shall he be likened? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love, and the faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. All right. So with that, call him like Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Kakodash, peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.